How are you doing? Today I want to talk about backbiting here. So backbiting is the most common behavior to fan the flames of discord inside the organization, as well as direct sarcasm and persistent lecture and public dressing down. So probably we can easily imagine the scene that someone who received unreasonable treatment from a person who is in a position that they can't go against releases bottled up irritation and anger in the form of backbiting and complaint to ask for their pity by insisting on their justice and person's unreasonable contradictory points in order to protect their own uh, pride, position, and emotion. Or so, especially expressing the emotion of anger in the form of backbiting towards unreasonable treatment from the person with the authority of employment is very natural, I think. So anger to resist opponents is intuitive psychological phenomenon that everyone has to protect their own dignity, pride, and existence. However, prior to taking rational behavior as one of the members of an organization, not to cause discord in the workplace, we have to enhance the percentage of judgment of things with reason over instinct. So disrespectful mention and attitude based on the negative evaluation towards someone that stems from hatred mind or disrespectful mind causes discord among workers in the workplace as a matter of course, right? So every one of us has to overcome instinct as long as we belong to an organization or society, because instinct mostly drives yourself to behave the way you want without considering others self-centeredly. So instinct has a strong trait to prioritize your own thing over others to survive in a society. So the concept of harmony in a society, in a certain unit of gathering people like an organization or a society under diversity of different sense of values can be established under the condition that people respectively recognize others' sense of values each other and prioritize others with reason. So this is the point of equilibrium of people in an organization. So the basic behavior to realize good harmony among workers in an organization is understanding others from the standpoint of others. It's like you put yourself in others' shoes. So with the prerequisites, with such a prerequisite of how people should be in an organization, my impression of backbiting is not really good, in a sense that a person who backbites someone sprinkles the seeds of troubles around where they belong to, no matter how justifiable ground that deserve to backbite they have. You know what I mean? So the mood of resistance among workers can be easily detected by people working there. So, and at the time you backbite someone with your complaints, your atmosphere and your feeling that you don't like him or you don't like her comes out of your mind definitely. And your opponent will sensibly detect your feeling, your emotion, and your mood. This is a mirror. This is a low mirror. So this negative mood brings troubles one after another that will influence others, workers' emotions. So of course, if if there's a person who emotionally collapses the working environment by behaving arrogantly and taking aggressive attitude and throwing aggressive mention to others purposely, which is as seriously as their behavior violates the certain corporate compliance and rules and laws, a person should be punished based on the law and corporate compliance. But except for that case, no matter who you find it really difficult to get along with in the workplace due to their unacceptable sense of values. You have to put yourself into understanding from their standpoints, and you need to change your thoughts and behavior to move closer to him or her. So even if you get sarcasm from someone, you try to understand their circumstance, like they're possibly in a rush to finish a job to meet the deadlines. So, and you just predict that he expects you to finish your assignment that belongs to a part of his job as soon as possible, and he probably throws an aggressive mention to you because of lack of mental leeway due to the deadline approaching or something. So, and you shift, and what you have to do is you have to shift your gears of your emotion, of your motivation, and you just encourage yourself to cooperate with him to finish his tasks until the deadline. So you just help him out. You just help him out. So you just change the shift. So you just shift the gear of your motivation to encourage yourself to help him out, right? So if you complain about unreasonable sarcasm and take uncooperative attitude towards a person who throws sarcasm to you, you also take part in the movement that makes the atmosphere in the workplace worse and worse, as well as he does, right? So in the first place, diversity in the workplace always gives you a disturbing factor, mostly, that provokes you sometimes and sometimes drives you to reject a person with a different sense of values. But you have to overcome the situation with a reason as much as possible, because anxiety brought by discord and negative emotion towards others influences the productivity of your work more or less, and your business performance, your business achievements in your team. So as your way of thinking, diversity brings you not only not only the difference of sense of values, but also mental maturities, emotional maturity, and a mental leeway. So in a society, there's a certain number of people with no emotional preservance against unreasonable things. So there are like children becomes they are like children becomes a grumpy when things don't turn out the way they want. So you just recognize yourself as an adult, and you just take care of their self-centered behavior as a parent. As a parent, calm down the children with their tantrum. So understanding others in a society is like understanding children from the position of a parents, I think. So when parents take care of children, they try to understand what children want them to do from the viewpoint of children, right? So you just do the same thing in the office. So whenever you just do the same thing in the office, whenever you communicate with others and whenever you treat someone in the office, right? So you always have to treat someone with a bird's eyes view, and take the stance to show understanding of others while you control your emotion. This is very important things to get along with someone. So if you understand others from others' standpoint, there will be something that you can compromise from your sympathy. So I think this is a very important thing.